Shalom, HALALYAM, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, BAHASHAM, QADASH. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Green Millstone that rule well and taught us His truth through the Spirit. Shalom to the Akim and Akwathium, listening and learning, being doers of the word, and abiding in the faith. To the Akim out here laboring, making their bodies a living sacrifice, pushing the word out in truth and sincerity. And to the speckled birds scattered abroad that look like the other nations but are truly Yasharallah, Shalom. And for this lesson, I want to go into mostly, an example of the righteous scarcely being saved, as well as, having faith and, how the Lord's going to defend us, but also to a lesser extent, these women, man, like more on these women, of course. Mostly how, it's not looking good for them in these last days. They're gonna, it's really starting to intensify for these women out here, and before, people are gonna say, like that Will Smith quote, it's not getting worse, it's just getting recorded. I think he said that about racism or whatever, which is BS. But yeah, if anyone wants to use that excuse, no, because this is going to happen on a much, much larger scale. Women, a lot of these women out here that are, that have just the average woman, more to an even it's going to get even, more common, okay? Certain things are already pretty common, but I'm talking about real shit, okay? Because it's not about it being recorded. It's going to make a huge difference. It's going to be a whole paradigm shift on multiple layers, And I can confidently say that most women, because women, we're living in a Queen of Heaven worship type of society. Okay, that's what Babylon is. Babylon, the great harlot. Okay, so women control a lot. They have all the power when it comes to their lives. Okay, when it comes to a lot of things, especially when it comes to who they want to lay down with. And there have been so many studies and articles and stories about, really demented subjects like rape and how fascinated they are with it. There was one, 50 Shades of Grey is extremely popular. They made a whole movie about that, and that was big, when I was in high school. There was also, there's some article this woman made, she's a left-wing liberal, but she's attracted to the ugly, redneck, fat, beer belly, right-wing, racist. She has fantasies about laying with those kinds of men that she clearly would disagree. This is why they talk about, the angry sex is better. How they say, I'll sometimes just argue with him on purpose so more passion can be there. These women are backwards, and they themselves claim, it's about the intellectual stimulation. I think I made a video about that too, That's why I said women cheat way more than men do. They talk about this intellectual stimulation. They talk about, they could go without sex for a long time, but they can't go without attention for not one day, and things like that. These women are basically demented, okay? These women are demented in a society that has allowed them all the freedom in the world and the power to do whatever it is they want, to say my body, my choice, all that. They have shown that they are incapable of taking care of themselves, of making logical spiritually sound decisions, and they're self-destructive and very chaotic. Okay, but like I said, I want to keep that to a lesser extent. So I first want to show you guys this video, right? And this is an Israelite woman. Clearly they said it's a 50-year-old, but I don't know, she don't look 50 to me, but it was on the news. Maybe they talked to her, whatever. But basically, this dude was right on her ass, dude. And this is powerful. Okay, this is powerful. And they zoomed in on the guy to show who it is. Try to identify him, but this is powerful because she clearly knew that the dude was tailing her and he was chasing her. If you were in this situation just scared, Salakia, just scared and worried, oh my god, this dude's right behind me, he's gonna couch me, oh my god, I need to hurry and get in my house and lock the door. You're gonna be shaky, you're gonna be messing up trying to put the key in the keyhole and unlock the door. You might drop your keys like in scary movies and things like that. That's crazy. She was right there. She literally could have gotten snatched up. That's an example of the righteous scarcely being saved. He kicked the door to try to stop it from closing, and then he tried to open it. She must have locked the door right then and there, as soon as I bet when his foot hit the door, that's when the door locked, because he would have been able to open it right there. And she looked, and she closed the door real quick. Bro, without a moment to spare, she got in. And she was, safe. Okay, let me read 1 Peter 4:17. For the time is come that judgment must begin at the house of Yahawah, BAHASHAM Yahawashi. And if it first begin at us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of Yahawah? Okay? And if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear? Okay, so if the righteous, in this example, of course, the woman, hey, the Lord had mercy on her in this instance, whether she's a righteous, virtuous woman or not. Well, 50-year-old woman, maybe she probably came from work, whatever. The Lord said he will save the widows, he will save the children. So she could be righteous, you never know. This is an example of the righteous scarcely being saved. And she was cool enough, she was calm enough to not fumble over, getting her keys out, to not get scared, to just, go straight home. Just unlock the door, go in, lock it. And he couldn't catch her. Bro, I first saw this, I was like, yo, this dude was running. He was literally about to get her. And he had the nerve to ring the doorbell or whatever, to act like he was just trying to get in, like she didn't hear his damn foot bang the goddamn bottom of the door. Come on, man. Look, what do you think this nigga was gonna do? What do you think this thing was gonna do, bro? That's crazy, man. I mean, you never know, but hey, we don't know, but the situation kind of speaks for itself. Hey, if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear? So, if that was us scarcely being saved, the wicked and the sinners, the ungodly and the sinners, they're not even going to make it home. The Lord might just give them some hope, let them make it to the door. As soon as they open it, he's right behind them, and he goes in with them. Hey, and for you women, man, it's showing how, you know, helpless you're going to be in these last days, because you're going to need, if she has a man, you know, she could call for him, you know, open the door and call for him, or he'll still hear her probably behind the door if she didn't get it open, whatever. You know, the point is, these women are going to be very desperate, because it's going to be really bad for them out here. And most people, let alone women, are not righteous. So this is not going to be happening for everyone. Most definitely not going to be happening for most. Okay? Now I'm going to read these first, and then we're going to get into these three. Because the mother women, I don't think they were that lucky. Quote unquote lucky. Job 5:19. He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles. Yea, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee. Okay, so whatever tribulations and troubles come our way, the Lord will defend us from them. He's going to deliver us from them. He's going to save us out of those situations. Okay, that's why the scriptures say in Matthew, we're not supposed to take any thoughts of, oh, what are we going to eat? What are we going to say? What are we going to do? The Lord is going to give you, He's going to direct your steps. He's going to direct your steps. He's going to clear you a path. He's going to make a way out of no way. He's going to give you hope where there is none, where there seems to be none. Okay? And no evil shall touch thee. Psalms 91:12. They shall, let me go back a couple verses. Alright, verse 7, Psalms 91:7. 1,000 shall fall at thy side. Okay, because bodies are going to be dropping, not only from the venom, you know, but from the ones that take the charagma, the ones that are just plain wicked. You know, people killing each other, looting, running up in people's houses, killing them, taking their, you know, wives and children, taking their food and money, you know, people targeting certain people. It's going to be like The Purge out here. If you've seen those movies, it's going to be just like The Purge movies. I saw a brother, one of his channels is Nonstop on the Block 144, I believe. He had made a video recently about how the police in Chicago are going on strike. You know, they're protesting these mandates. You know, they're protesting these mandates because they don't want to be forced to give up, you know, their freedoms, as they put it. You know, they don't want to take this thing that's gonna obviously not good for them. So what's going to happen? You're not going to be able to call 911. They're going to be worried about their own families. And whatever trouble you're in, you won't have anyone to call on. You know? And that goes especially for you women, because you think you're independent. I said it before, I'm going to say it again. I'm going to keep saying it. These women, especially Eve, they think they're independent, but you're relying on the government. You're relying on Esau, and you're following all of his ideologies and philosophies and ways of death, not lifestyles, death styles. So while you think you're being so strong and independent and all that, you're really obeying the devil. You're obeying Esau. You're not being independent. You're not being a free thinker. You're not being, you know, a real woman. It all came from Esau. You're following Esau. So you're still dependent on, you're not only dependent on him for learning and, you know, your attitude, your personalities, whatever. You're also dependent on him financially, you know, for protection, because you rely on the police, you rely on the lawyers, the messed up ass system to give you your custody of the child that you want to take away from the Jake that you slept with. You know, you want to talk down on Jake like he is a complete, like they call Israelite men the new, specifically Judite, you know, specifically the southern kingdom, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. They say, oh, we're the new oppressors. We're the new so-called white men. You know? Hey, you guys are gonna, you're not gonna appreciate what you had until it's gone. Okay? And it's coming to that point. It's getting to that point. The so-called white men that y'all are getting with, that y'all are being bed wenches for, they're killing you. You're getting put to death at the hands of your boyfriends and husbands because they're unstable. You're starting to see the true nature of Esau, Edom. And your friends, your Becky friends, they don't care about you. They're making fun of you. They're laughing at you. Okay, you're being used and abused. Then you're gonna come running right back. Hey, it's been a thing for the longest time. Jake has made jokes like, oh, I was the nerdy one in school. I was the, you know, the square, the Oreo, whatever. Funny how they call us Oreos, but they still go for the well, they're not sweet as Oreo filling is, but they go for the so-called white. Anyway, you know, even though they use Oreo as an insult. Just because a Jake talks proper. So-called proper according to the English language, you know. But yeah, they didn't pay the squares and Oreos any time of day, and then went for the bad boys. Then they come right back after they're, you know, graduated, 3, 4, 5 baby daddies. Now they want to settle down. And Jake is looking all, you know, in a suit, line up, whatever. He's balling or whatever. And he's not accepting the sloppy seconds or thirds or fourths, so on. It's the same thing. The men of the Lord, because Isaiah 4:1 is going to take place. 7 women shall take hold of one man, you know, saying we will wear our own apparel and eat our own bread. I think that was reversed. Salakia, but roughly paraphrasing, only let us be called by thy name. So they're going to be coming, you know, crawling back, trying to get protected by a man of the Lord, because it's going to be clear who are the righteous ones that are granted mercy and protection in those days. But the men of the Lord are going to be kicking them to the curb. They're going to be turning away most of these women, the majority of them. Okay, because they're not righteous. They're still prideful. You can't just come at the last second and think that you're going to be good. When there are sisters, Akwathium, that are actually repenting and humbling themselves now. Alright? So these bodies are about to drop. Okay? 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. It won't come near you. Okay? Verse 8. Only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked. So we're going to see these things, but we're not going to feel these things. Verse 9. Because thou hast made YAHAWAH, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation. There shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. For he shall give his angels charge over thee, to keep thee in all thy ways. Okay, precept for that, Psalms 34:7. The angel of the Lord encampeth round about them that fear him, and delivereth them. Okay. O taste and see that YAHAWASHI is good. Blessed is the man that trusteth in him. Alright. So the angels are around us. They're around the hopeful elect, protecting us, keeping us from any, you know, tribulations and Salakia, any tribulations and scourges. They're protecting us. The Lord sent them to shield us from all the evil. Let me mute that, Salakia. Okay, back in Psalms 91:11, for he shall give his angels charge over thee, to keep thee in all thy ways. They shall bear thee up in their hands, lest thou dash thy foot against a stone. So even something as simple as stubbing your toe, which now that I think about it, stubbing your toe is very painful. It's not even really simple, but something that is even as seemingly simple as that, we're going to be protected from. Alright. Proverbs 16:7. When a man's ways please Yahawah, he maketh even his enemies to be at peace with him. So as long as you're doing what YAHAWASHI wants you to do, you're being, righteous, you're repenting, and you're fearing the Lord, he's gonna make even, brothers get the police called on them, brothers get, scoffers threatening them and all that. The Lord will make even our enemies, these heathens and these wicked 2/3, to be at peace with us. They're gonna leave you alone. Okay? Some of them might even help you out in one way or another. Okay? Unfortunately for the wicked, they're going to have nothing but enemies. What did the scriptures say? Though hand join in A. It's right there. I'll start at 4. Same chapter, Proverbs 16. The Lord hath made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil. So the Lord made the wicked specifically for the day of evil, just to destroy them and show forth his power, showcasing the state that we're in right now. We're still going to be saved out of that. And it seems unbelievable, but he can do that, and he will. And then for how bad it's going to be, to show that the wicked that didn't hearken unto his voice will be destroyed in the day of evil. Verse 5. Every one that is proud in heart is an abomination to Yahawadah. Though hand join in hand, he shall not be unpunished. So all of them, though hand may join in hand, they shall not be unpunished. But the funny thing is, in that day, they're going to be turning on each other, because it's going to be every man for themselves. Cannibalism, robbing each other for food, snatching people up, bartering human beings, human trafficking, things like that. They're all going to be destroyed. And then for these next set of verses, it's for these. Alright, because like I said, these women, I didn't watch the whole thing, but they weren't so fortunate. So it says, Brickwell residents question security issues after a man follows and attacks a woman inside her high-rise apartment. Telemundo. I don't know where Brickwell is, so I don't know. I guess this is the dude. Is this in New York? I don't think so. Oh, he fought. Yeah, so the video shows that he's following her. Yeah, he's clearly following her. But then he left. I guess after the attack, then he left. And the first thing I noticed is this blur on her is very, very brown. Or tan, whatever. Meaning she's barely wearing anything. She's wearing like a tube top and booty shorts or something. Okay? Like, these women are walking targets. No man to defend her. No nothing. And this dude just saw the opportunity and took it in broad daylight. It said they question security issues. So there's security issues, they say. Because he shouldn't have been able to just do this in broad daylight like that. Because there's I saw there's plenty of other people walking around. But you know what Esau will do? Especially Shesau. She's gonna just question a random Jake minding his own business. But they're not gonna bother the Jakes that are clearly, you know, just following whoever. They're gonna go out of their way to just bother and question a Jake minding his own business, but where are they when their fellow women need them? Nowhere to be found. Alright, another one. I gotta turn this down.
Everything's locked and coded. Once it occurs inside, about 4 weeks ago, he followed me around the corner off of Bridge Street. I reported to the police. Yes, I did. I told the detective that came knocking at my door. Security issues. I'm a mother of 4, so I think you live in a nice neighborhood. When you move in, you first think everything's fine. Everything's locked and coded. Once it occurs inside, where you normally go wash maybe a late night load, about 8, 9 o'clock, it's terrifying now. Now I won't. 4 weeks ago, he followed me around the corner off of Bridge Street. I reported to the police. Yes, I did. I told the detective.
So some dude Jake was following her. She's trying to do a late night wash or whatever. Now she feels unsafe. She can't do that anymore. West Sacramento police are searching for a man they say tried to sexually assault a woman inside the laundry room of the Rivermark Apartments on Bridge Street. One woman who lives there says she believes he's the same person who followed her. Others now on edge. Wow. So she thinks it's the same dude. So a woman got followed and he attempted to sexually assault her. Then another woman is talking to the news. She said that that might be the same person that targeted her. And it's funny that it's a Jake, man, because, hey, man, Jake has been, I mean, even now, more so than ever, with this whole, you know, we're the new so-called white man. Jake is feeling real jaded. He's feeling real jaded, you know. I wouldn't be surprised if Jake is going to be the, you know, one of the main perpetrators of, you know, snatching these damn women up, because they're over here dry. They're left high and dry, you know. And hey, Jake is tired of it. Jake is tired of it, man. I'm not, of course, not condoning it, not excusing it, but I can see it coming. I can just see it coming. That's another thing I was gonna say is, you know, is that most of these women are bed wenches and they give into the hypergamy stuff, and they're not after righteousness at all. They're after the money. So they're gonna go with anyone else that has more money than Jake. Everyone has more money than Jake. So they're gonna mostly go after Esau, the so-called white man. You know? And again, like, these women have a lot of power, especially when it comes to, you know, the so-called dating game. And yet they choose to go after, you know, these lackluster dudes. They choose to go after the wrong dudes. You know, I saw on Twitter there was some drama of a man and a woman going back and forth, and this woman was airing out all his dirty laundry, saying he was, you know, he had cheese, dick cheese, he had smelly this, smelly crusty that, all that, and she still did everything. She still let him hit. Like, bruh, if you're And there was women like just in there saying, yeah, sis, go get him, blah, blah, blah. And that is a recurring thing. And not just for, the dudes that are, dirty. But anyone, they want to talk shit about the dude afterwards and say, well, I don't count that because I didn't like it. Like you are getting smashed by multiple dudes left and right. And then you want to act all high and mighty, like you're just better than him, but you let him smash. Like he is the one putting you into submission. Like you're not doing anything. You're just you're just broadcasting yourself as a whore. Like it's a lose for you. You don't win at all. Like you're just showing yourself to be a whore. But there are simps and just dumbass jakes that are just cool with that. And that's another thing. These simps are the ones I believe as well are going to be the main, the top, I'm going to say the top perpetrators of, snatching women up and stuff like that. Because these simps are the ones that get left high and dry the most. So they're about to turn on these women that they worship so much. Because ultimately a woman cannot defend herself. And even if you had a man to defend you, that man is more than likely wicked. He's gonna be destroyed. Either in World War III coming. These different plagues, pestilences, and sedition. So you're going to be left alone either way. The men of the Lord are going to be the only righteous ones protected and granted mercy. And most of you are going to be turned away anyway. So it's just not looking good for you women at all. Alright, now this last one. Sunday night around 11:30 p.m. I checked into the Cambria Hotel on Q Street in DC. And let me look at this hotel real quick. Let me search this hotel up. Well, regardless of which one I'm looking at, they all look pretty fancy. As I suspected, a fancy hotel, right? Q Street in DC. I was in the shower at around 1 a.m. when a man with dreads, another Jake, wearing a blue shirt, jeans, and a mask, tried to violently break into my room. Well, there has been some... I feel like she would have mentioned if it was an Edomite with dreads. So I'm just going to assume that it's a Jake. Jeans and a mask tried to violently break into my room. He somehow had a key to open my room door. That could have been a security guard or someone at the desk or something. How did he have a key? That's crazy. Right, so the Cambria Hotel at DC, or in DC. She said, this doorstop really saved my life last night. Well, really, YAHAWASHI saved your life. Alright. Probably to scare you, put some fear in you so that you could repent. Because it's no doubt that everyone has run into the prophets by now. Okay, this word has gone out. And Israel, the elect, is being sealed. So that's why this world is falling into the state that it is, because Israel is waking up, is awakened. Okay, so that could be your last chance. That could be your last warning. Okay, stop all this feminism shit that you're talking about and repent and really buckle down into the word and humble yourself under YAHAWASHI. Okay? And whatever man of the Lord that he sends to you. Because what were you going to do if you didn't have the doorstop on there? Or if he was able to break that? That don't look that strong. You know? If he was able to ram it enough to get rid of it. She said, this doorstop saved my life. Tried to break in, kept trying to slam the door, stop off the wall by hitting it with the door repeatedly, screaming, open the effing door, and then ran down the hallway when I pushed the door closed. I was in the shower, alone and naked. Hotel management said it was housekeeping trying to come in my room at 1 a.m. I don't know about that. Or if it was, it could have been. Housekeeping trying to come in the room at 1 a.m. Even if it was housekeeping, why did they have a key? When someone's checked into it, why do they have a key? Trying to come in my room at 1 a.m. completely unannounced. In what world is housekeeping coming into guests' rooms at 1 a.m.? It was a random man with dreads, a mask, jeans, and a blue shirt on. If it wasn't for this, he would have been in the room with me. The manager looked shocked when I said she told me it was housekeeping. How did he have a key to get in? Hey, man. And that's going to be the situation. It's going to be weird, scary situations. If it were not for the doorstop, he would have been in the room with me. She said she had just gotten out the shower. She was naked and everything. Bro, if that wasn't what he was coming in for, probably would have swayed him in the direction to becoming a rapist. He suddenly opened my room door, repeatedly hitting it, screaming, open the effing door, let me in. Watched him out of the peephole. As I pushed the door closed, he ran down the hallway. Called the front desk not even a full minute later. Girl working said, I'm aware of the situation. That was housekeeping trying to get into the room. He accidentally came to your door instead of the room next to you. Okay, well, why was he being so irate? In what world is house? Yeah. She was extremely nonchalant and acted as if Wow. So that just reminded me of something that I was reading on Twitter, another tweet that said that, you know, it's not just, you know, people coming up to you on the street trying to kidnap you. It's also that orphanages, you know, child services, hotels, they're into the freaking human trafficking business as well. That could explain why she was I'm aware of the situation, you know, and her being nonchalant, as she mentioned, you know. Hotels too? I mean, it makes sense. That's crazy. With all these women that travel alone and all that. That's crazy. Hey, man. That's tough. As if a man busting into my room while I am naked and alone is no big deal. The time period between me calling the front desk and him running away was not even long enough for him to make it back downstairs. I told her to refund me and switch me to a different room because I did not feel safe staying there. I paid over $500 for my stay in order to be in the area to attend an already traumatic family funeral, and then had to have a random man breaking into my room at 1 a.m. Floor was wet because I panicked when he was trying to come in. I was in the effing shower, but I was naked. Called her telling her she needed to switch my room and refund me because of what the F. Is she opening the door?
Hi.
Yeah, she opened the door.
Okay, thank you.
And she's still just in a room. What you should do is check the hell out and just go with a family member or something. Like, what are you doing? Her reaction was very much like she was fully aware of what was happening and she did not expect to get caught. She told me I would be refunded for my stay. After talking to management, I was told I will not be refunded for at least 7 to 12 business days. Again, it was past 1 a.m. and I had nowhere else to go. I literally barricaded the door in the new room and was afraid for my life. DC is one of the leading human trafficking cities in the country. When black girls go missing, no one gives a F about us. I already knew I was not going to get anywhere talking to her. Monday morning, I received this text from the hotel after a man just tried to break into my room. It is the only time they attempted to contact me. Good morning, we hope you had a great night's sleep. That's kind of a backhanded thing to say. Our housekeeping upon request lets you enjoy your stay interrupted. Simply let us know if you need any trash removed or replenish the items in your room during your stay. Is there any way I can assist you with? Is there anything I can assist you with right now? I go downstairs to management at noon Monday morning, shocked that his employee told me housekeeping was trying to break into my room. He said, I wanted to contact you but didn't get a call. Didn't want to call your room too early. It is noon and you have not contacted me. From the second I pulled up to the hotel, I did not feel safe and I was being monitored. Hotel surrounded by construction and vans / total cars and car repair shops, meaning if you were screaming, no one would hear because of construction. As soon as I parked, I FaceTimed my friend because it all felt off. There was a woman standing on the corner acting weird and as if she was being a lookout. She was watching me very hard as I was taking stuff out of my car. She had AirPods in and was obviously on the phone, so it seems like she's realizing as she's typing that she was, it was a trafficking attempt on her, and the whole place was in on it. The hotel was in on it, or at least a couple people. As soon as I turned the corner, there was a man sitting at a table a few steps away from her in front of the hotel who was also on the phone. Very obvious they were talking to each other and he was staring at me hard as if he were plotting on me. I check in and as I'm walking through the lobby, everyone felt very sketchy and weird. Get my key, get on the elevator, and my key didn't work. At that point I was already ready to leave because I did not feel safe. Still on the phone with my friend, I go upstairs to my room, tell my friend I had to go back downstairs to get the rest of my bags but didn't feel safe. As I opened the door to go back down, there was a man standing halfway down the hallway staring at me as if he is watching my room. He then goes into the housekeeping closet. Not the same man who tried to break into my room. I go back downstairs and the weirdos are still outside. This time they're watching me even more aggressively than before. The man did not even try to hide it, so they were bold with it too. And I don't feel like reading all this. This is literally every woman's worst fear. It does not matter what guns we own or how much we protect ourselves. If someone intends to hurt us, they will. You damn right. I was already in the area to attend the funeral of a family member who died very suddenly and tragically. She said, this has all been really, really triggering and traumatizing. I'm not okay. And she's still going on about it. The entire experience has been extremely beyond triggering for me, especially considering, one, I know 2 women personally that have been kidnapped, raped, and murdered. Hey, again, it's going to be so common to the point where it's people you know. It's not just going to be, it just seems more common now. No, it's going to get way more common to on a personal level. Raped and murdered, kidnapped, raped and murdered. I love them very much and they were my friends. I'm still actively getting death threats as I've been literally for over 365 consecutive days. I've even received a human trafficking threat from an anonymous Twitter account in July 2020. She has 52,000 followers, but she's also following like 15,000 people, so I don't know, regardless, she's, people know her, she's kind of popular. Maybe she has a bigger Instagram or whatever. So this is where it's going. This is where life is going for these women, man. Let me read this. This is like the perfect scripture. Isaiah 32:9. Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women, for the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. Tremble, ye women that are at ease. Be troubled, ye careless ones. Strip you and make you bare, like she was freaking naked just out the shower. And gird sackcloth upon your loins. Only thing is, she's not going to be able to get clean. She's just going to be bare. And she's going to have nothing but whatever she was running away in. You know? So, the scriptures are literally saying, tremble, ye women that are at ease. You ever been so scared that you're trembling? You know? It's crazy. And I'm talking about real trembling, like not just the shaking when you're cold, you know, teeth, you know, chattering. I'm talking about trembling out of fear. You know, and even that's different from a trembling of just nervousness. I don't think I've ever trembled from like straight fear. Maybe I probably have from maybe a time, you know, before being, you know, deep into the truth when we were dealing with police. And obviously, you know, it's been nothing but, it's always been very bad between Jake and Centurions. So I probably felt it once or twice, but I don't remember that at all. You know, the YAHAWAH, you know, I have a strong faith and confidence in him. Now we've had the police called on us. Police have just rolled up on me while I'm walking on the sidewalk, and I've been okay. I've had no fear in me because I knew, hey, if whatever happens, it's the Lord's will. But, you know, I know that the Lord is with me. You know, I'm allowing him to direct my steps, direct my words, my thoughts, everything. And he's going to take care of me and get me out of this situation. But these women are not going to have that because they have not made the Lord their habitation. They've made Esau their habitation and Satan their God. And these other idols, witchcraft and astrology and horoscopes and things like that. Do your horoscopes tell you how to deal with, you know, martial law? Centurions rolling up on you? Men trying to attack you? I don't see nothing in horoscopes telling you how to deal with that. All it is, oh, you know, get with a guy that has this sign that's going to match and resonate with you. Get this type of job. Aries or Aquariuses love, you know, jobs where you are dealing with children. You know, it's all BS. It's all crap that is not going to help you in the long run. That's not going to help you with these prophecies. They don't have anything on they don't know nothing about prophecies at all. Okay, you know when to expect a blood moon. You know when to expect the next eclipse. But do you know what that means? Do you know what blood moons represent? Do you know what these signs in heaven mean? You can only get the understanding, the wisdom, and the knowledge from YAHAWASHI, from learning and humbling yourself unto one of his servants, the prophets. You can't get that from whatever system that you believe in, that you want to hearken unto and obey. Okay, so none of that other crap is going to help you. Sirach 22:5. Okay, for gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. And what's that for? That's for the men, the elect, that are going to be taken care of, that are going to be saved and delivered from all this trouble. And a precept to that, Isaiah 13:12. I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. Or some brothers say Ophir. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I just say Ophir. Okay. And speaking about the time of trouble, a man is going to be more righteous man of the Lord. Okay. The 144,000 and the rest of the 1/3 elect men, the hopeful remnant, they're going to be more precious than fine gold. That's why Isaiah 4:1 is going to take place, because none of these other men got any kind of protection for you. But again, the majority of these women, they're not going to be able to get that, because they have been living in pride. What does 2 Timothy say? But she that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth. So she's already dead. She's walking dead. She's a zombie. Okay, you've already been marked for destruction because you refuse to hearken. And the Lord has already predestinated you, Salakia. The Lord has already predestinated you, marked for destruction. Sirach 2:9. Ye that fear the Lord hope for good, and for everlasting joy and mercy. You should read this whole chapter, okay? Because it's exhorting, and it's speaking of the mercy and the benefits of trusting in the Lord. It's a beautiful chapter. Sirach 2:9, Ecclesiasticus, or Sirach 2:9. Ye that fear the Lord hope for good, and for everlasting joy and mercy. Look at the generations of old, and see, did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded? Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him? So that's what the scriptures are here for. This is our culture, our history, our future, our everything. This is the word of YAHAWAH and Yahawashi. This is YAHAWASHI. This is why we preach Yahawashi. In Revelation it tells you, for the spirit of Yahawashi is, the testimony of Yahawashi is the spirit of prophecy. Okay, roughly paraphrasing. If they're not coming with this, then they're not to be listened to at all. Alright? If the Lord didn't give them the spirit, the true wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, then the Lord's not dealing with them. So did any ever trust in Yahweh Yahawashi and was forsaken and suffered, the end of a wicked man or woman? Absolutely not. Alright. Verse 11. For the Lord, for Yahweh Yahawashi is full of compassion and mercy, long suffering, and very pitiful, and forgiveth sins, and saveth in time of affliction. Woe be to fearful hearts, and faint hands, and the sinner that goeth 2 ways. Okay? So, on one side, you trust in the Lord, you'll never be confounded, forsaken. The Lord will always have compassion and mercy on you. He's long suffering, so when you slip up, he'll, you diligently seek him and repent, and he'll pick you up and he'll take care of you. On the flip side, the ones that are fearful, the ones that are, sluggards, the lazy ones, the ones that are, still asleep, messing around, being niggas, still having one foot in the world, being lukewarm or cold, and the sinners that goeth 2 ways, right? Having one foot in the world, one foot in the truth. Which at this point, it might be everyone, because you know about the truth, but you're still in the world. So you probably got, a toe in the truth, because you know about it. but your body's in the world, you know? Or I probably couldn't even say a toe. You got your eyes on the truth because, I mean, everyone's seeing America, Babylon fall. Everyone's seeing these prophecies come to pass. They don't know that these are prophecies. You know, they're deaf, dumb, and blind to what's going on, but they can see it happening. But everything else, their souls, their, lives are in the world. They trust in Babylon, in the shadow of Egypt. You know? Verse 13, Woe unto him that is faint-hearted, for he believeth not, therefore shall he not be defended. Woe unto him that have lost patience, and what will ye do when the Lord shall visit you? So for the ones that fall away, the ones that fall out this walk, walking on that straight and narrow, you fall to the right into the, I forgot which side is the fire and which side is the water, but you fall on either side, fall either into the water or into the fire, you lose patience, or you get confounded and you bug yourself out, you go back into the world because you just don't want to deal with the temporary sufferings that we have to go through, the vexations, the persecution. For whatever reason that you fall out, what are you going to do when the Lord visits you soon? You're not going to be able to give him any excuses. Alright? He's going to just take you out. You're going to get a hard punishment for that. Because you received the truth and you still fell out. You still went and backslid. So what are you going to do when Yahawadah visits you? When you see all the prophecies come to pass and the tribulation arrives, then what? Then you want to call on him? When you were being a wicked ass, demon, and you didn't want to deal with what the Lord, called us to deal with so that we could receive the reward, for going through this fire. 1 Maccabees 2:61. And thus consider ye throughout all ages that none that put their trust in him shall be overcome. That's the answer to what is said in Sirach 2. Okay, those that trusted in the Lord throughout all ages since the beginning, none of us were overcome, none of us were confounded, none of that. Okay, to everything, the Lord, there was a reason, and the Lord always granted us, the justice that he needed to execute. Verse 62, Fear not then the words of a sinful man, for his glory shall be dung and worms. Today he shall be lifted up, and tomorrow he shall not be found, because he is returned into his dust, and his thought is come to nothing. So the wicked people won't even be remembered. Like the scriptures say, Esau is going to be taken out of power, and we're going to look at him like, is this the man that caused the earth to tremble? That weakened the nations? This is the guy, that Esau Edom is the dude that was sitting in the power seat, ruling in wickedness, that was given that sword to take peace from the earth? The thought of him is going to pass away like a dream. Like how you wake up, and I woke up this morning and I didn't even remember what I was dreaming about. That's how it's going to be for Esau. We know it happened. We know it was there, but ultimately, it's nothing. Okay? And then on an even greater level, because that dream, all that Esau has done, is going to be completely destroyed and left eternally desolate. And we're going to be given new bodies, perfect bodies, incorruptible. You know, we're going to get rid of these bodies that we've had. That, hey, we've lost the other bodies that we've had passing from lifetime to lifetime already. We've been getting new bodies from lifetime to lifetime already. But then when the kingdom of heaven comes, we're going to get, you know, our last new bodies, the perfect immortal bodies that have the law, you know, built in our inward parts. When we finally have a flesh heart rather than this, you know, cold, stony heart that is so, you know, weak and wants to do wickedness, you know, or I should say wants to fall into wickedness, you know. So we're not gonna be, you know, we're not gonna have those experiences of the sicknesses and the trauma, you know, the weaknesses that we had here on earth. We're going to have them new bodies that are going to be perfect, untouched, and untouchable. Like it never happened. We're not even going to remember. Alright? Like it really never happened. You know? And this thought has come to nothing. Verse 64. Wherefore, ye my sons, be valiant and show yourselves men in the behalf of the law, for by it shall ye obtain glory. So, continue to abide in the law, statutes, and commandments, the word of Yahweh Hashem Yahawashi, and these prophecies. Keep preaching Yahawashi, keep standing strong and enduring until the end, and we shall obtain those new bodies, that rulership, that glory, and we're going to be good. And we're going to have Esau and these heathens in captivity. They're going to be serving us because we've been suffering under them, serving them, living this horrible life, you know, dealing with nothing but depression, vexation, sickness, evil, nothing but wickedness. Okay, so the Lord is going to take care of us, and you women need to humble yourselves, or else you're going to become like you're going to be one of these women with you know, trauma stories, or really that's going to become your new reality, because that's where it's going to end for you, because we are in the last days. All right, at this point, once your spirit goes to rest, you ain't coming back. All right, you're just going to wait until the new world, the real new world, is established, and you're going to come back ashamed. You 2/3, you're going to come back ashamed as the elect's children in the kingdom. But yeah, I'm gonna end it right there. I pray that the lesson was edifying. Kwam Yasharallah, Shalom to the hopeful elect, and blessings, honor, glory, and power unto Yahawah, YAHAWASHI, Shalom.